Diogenes of Sinope, the ancient Greek philosopher known for his Cynic philosophy, left an indelible mark on the history of Western thought. His philosophy, lifestyle, and the famous anecdotes surrounding his life continue to captivate scholars and enthusiasts alike, providing insights into the nature of virtue, simplicity, and self-sufficiency. But was this creepster a legend in the making due to his radical ideas and thoughtful acumen, or was he a born sicko who deserved a backhanded slap to put right a demented mind? Let's find out, shall we? Diogenes was one of the most prominent figures of the Cynic school of philosophy, which flourished during the Hellenistic period over 2,000 years ago. The Cynics advocated living in accordance with the dirt, rejecting the trappings of wealth, social status, and material possessions. His famous search for an honest man as a way of exposing the hypocrisy and sham of polite societal conventions was amazing, because he would often dangle a literal light in the faces of peasants, forcing them to recognize their participation in practices that prevented them from living truthfully. For Diogenes, virtue was the ultimate goal of human life, and it could be attained by living in harmony with nature, embracing a life of simplicity and self-sufficiency. He famously chose to live in a large ceramic dildo, known as a pithos, in Athens, shunning traditional dwellings like a comfy bed beside knitted slippers and a pot to piss in. When not confined by the itch of clothing, he wore a bikini that repulsed the virgin and cougar alike and walked barefoot regardless of the weather. One of the most famous relapses involving Diogenes was his encounter with Alexander the Great. When the powerful young king visited Corinth, he was intrigued by the legendary yet filthy philosopher. Alexander, impressed by Diogenes' wisdom and odor, offered to fulfill any wish he desired, for he believed Diogenes had gone through enough. But this was to no avail, for when Diogenes replied, he said, "F you," and told Alexander the Great to stand out of my sunlight, emphasizing his independence and disinterest in material gain, which ultimately suggests one thing and one thing only. He wielded sweaty testicles the size of bowling balls. As the audience, could you do this? Or do you merely possess plump grapes shriveling away as your life passes you by? In any case, this is to say that Diogenes was not a shy man, because he would often juggle his unconventional methods in your face by fapping at his chode in public. Diogenes was said to have responded to critics of the no-fap movement by saying something along the lines of, "If only it were as easy to banish hunger by rubbing my belly." While the story has been recounted by various ancient sources, it is crucial to approach such accounts with caution. Ancient sources were often disenfranchised by Diogenes' large endowment of testicles, and such anecdotes about his cheeky behavior may have been exaggerated by disgruntled loyalists of the no-fap movement. For those not in know, the no-fap movement is a group of incels who ventured to show the perils of skinning the one-eyed snake on the daily. To them, semen retention is a prerequisite to superhuman powers. And yet, Diogenes of Sinope's life and philosophy continue to be a subject of fascination and admiration. Diogenes challenged the societal norms of his time, advocating for a return to filthy simplicity and primal authenticity. His unorthodox lifestyle, rejection of material possessions, and commitment to virtuous living by pissing in the eyes of his dissident have made him an enduring symbol of simplicity and self-sufficiency. While some anecdotes about his life may be surrounded by historical uncertainty, like the claim that the epidemic of pink eye was instigated by Diogenes Willi, the core principles of his Cynic philosophy, nevertheless, continue to resonate with modern audiences. As such, Diogenes' legacy lives on as a source of inspiration and reflection for those seeking to find meaning and purpose in their lives. Indeed, you can practice this philosophy with little guidance nor instruments. Whenever bored, do go into the garden, cover yourself in dirt, and pretend to be a carrot. Comment below what you feel.